This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the president and CEO of the very busy Latin Metals, Mr. Keith Henderson. Keith, how are you this afternoon, sir?
Oh, we're very well. Always a pleasure.
Listen, I think the best way to start this conversation is by how we started the conversation off the air, which was you saying to me, what a lovely time to be in the resource space. And I couldn't describe it any better. We have gold at or near record highs. We have silver screaming to make new record highs and seemingly on a quick march there. Copper starting to break back out. I could go on, but the bottom line is we have ourselves a market. Latin Metals is hitting the ground running with drilling at the Organullo gold project in Argentina. Anglo Gold Ashanti coming in, vetting the project, and ready to drill 10 holes, 6,000 meters. Can you tell me a bit about the partnership with Anglo Gold Ashanti and, of course, the project, which I couldn't be more excited to see a drill turning on?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start with Anglo Gold Ashanti. Truly a fantastic partner. We were really, really happy to bring them in as a partner 3 years ago. And they've done really good work. They've been really, really patient, and they've worked very hard in helping us to put the drill permit together. They just haven't wavered. They've been telling me for some time that this is their number one grassroots project in the world. So of all the things that they're looking at exploring and drilling, this is the one that they're most excited about. And so that explains why they've been just this patient. The project's a fantastic project. It's a while since we've talked about it, so let's just run over some of the highlights. We've owned the project for a while. We've had other partners come in here, including Yamana a few years ago. The funny thing about this project, though, it's really a geological story because geologists sometimes can be predictable. And on this project, when you drive onto the project, you see a little tiny mine at the bottom of a hillside where in the 1930s, some very entrepreneurial fellows went into the middle of nowhere and pulled out a whole bunch of gold and produced gold in business for some time. And that's great. That's 1930s, small scale, early exploitation on the property. It really doesn't matter. And since then, all the geologists that go on site, they go and look at this mine and they get very excited because they're geologists and they can't help it. And then they look on top of the hill, which is sitting on top of this mine. They go, my God, we're going to go and we're going to drill through this hill and we're going to find all kinds of gold. And they didn't, like everyone basically went there and did the same thing. They found some gold, of course, quite a lot actually, but it's kind of low grade and it's not really the first prize here. So Anglo Gold had a different view of the world. They came on the property, they walked over what other people had looked at, but then they went a little bit further. They walked several kilometers to the west. They covered the entire property. And critically for them, what they saw were rocks that they felt were similar to rocks that they'd seen in Colombia when they made a whole series of large gold discoveries in Colombia in the early 2000s. And so bringing that experience to Organullo, they said, my God, these rocks look exactly the same. This is the same kind of system. And just for comparison, if we're looking at modern day analogies, the technical analogies that Anglo Gold would use would be Salares Norte in Chile, which is a goldfields project. It's just a little under 4 million ounces, and it's just a little bit over 5 grams per ton gold. So very high grade, very large scale deposit. And we can't offer any guarantees that we're going to find one at Organullo, but that's what these guys think this has potential for. And that's a significant thing in itself. When they go into their management teams in Anglo Gold Ashanti and they look for big money to come and explore these kinds of projects, they have to be able to persuade their management teams that there is, in fact, potential for 5 million ounces and at the right kind of grade in a deposit that's going to be interesting to the company. And so this is the greatest thing for investors in Latin metals. They can look at what Anglo Gold Ashanti have done, the extremely detailed amount of due diligence that they've done, the conclusions that they've drawn about what might be there, and what they believe to be the quality of the exploration project. And so if you're an investor looking at this, you don't have to give it a lot more thought. These guys have been successful in the past, and we hope we really hope that they'll be just as successful when they start drilling at Organullo, which is going to be very soon.
They have the potential, the option to earn up to 80% in the project. I mentioned that the first drill program is going to be roughly 6,000 meters, 10 drill holes. Having 20% of an Anglo Gold Ashanti vetted project, if you hit, I think is going to catch the attention of the market. We're seeing discoveries finally getting rewarded, right? There's a Prospector Metals just put out a phenomenal hole. They're up 306% today. And so I think, Keith, I think we're finally at the stage of the cycle where quality exploration leads to quality results, leads to a significant re-rating. It hasn't been the case for quite some time. You happen to have multiple irons in the fire as it relates to partnerships, potential partnerships, and drill programs that will be executed between now and the end of the year and going into 2026. Can you speak to that a bit before I let you go?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that discoveries are being recognized. I think we're seeing proper valuations put onto things. And I look at Latin Metals today and I just call this pre-discovery pricing because now I have the chance. And pre-discovery pricing will not last forever. We're going to have rigs turning real soon here. And within a couple of months, we're going to have results coming out. And if those results are good, Latin Metals is not going to continue to look like this kind of value. So yeah, it's really exciting times for us. Other projects that are drilling, so 6,000 meters at Anglo Gold's project. We are getting pretty close to inking a deal with another company who are going to come in and partner with us on a project, a silver project in Santa Cruz called Cerro Bayo, silver gold project. We're super excited about that. That's high grade veins, bonanza grade. This is a project, if you remember, that Barrick was partnered with us on for some time. We've covered this story before. We think it's a very high quality project. Barrick did too, although it didn't fit with our overall strategy in the end. But if we can now bring someone else in and similarly have a drill-based project, that would be fantastic news for us. The project is ready to drill. It is drill permitted. We finished that earlier this year. So this year has been a tremendous year of building for us. We had the permit at Cerro Bayo. We had the permit come in for Anglo Gold. If we can sign up another partner now. We also have Esperanza. We don't think that's going to be drilling this year. In fact, we pretty much know that, but we do expect it to be drilling in the early part of next year. And that's completely different to something like Anglo Gold, in that it's not grassroots exploration. We've already had a very significant discovery there, as longer term shareholders will remember. Back a few years ago, we intersected almost 400 meters from surface, 0.57% copper, 0.27 grams gold. At the time, ignoring the gold credit, at the time when that was drilled, it was the third best copper intersection in the world during that 3-month period, during that quarter. So really significant. That's just a step out project. And as you step out from an intersection like that, you're not really thinking about whether you're going to find something. You're thinking about what you're going to find, how much you're going to find, and what grade it's going to be. And so that's going to be super interesting, and one that we're really waiting for. And then just continue with the search for partners. We've seen such a change in the last 6 months in terms of the number of companies speaking to us, the companies that are not just talking to us, not just reviewing data, but booking trips and coming to look at our projects. We've been running almost a constant process of site visits at various projects, and that kind of work eventually leads to partnerships being established, and we're really excited about that too.
No, listen, Keith, you've done it well. You've put shareholders in position for, the type of re-rating that gets everybody in the space excited. You have some quality projects, partners in top-notch jurisdictions. It should be a fun end to 2025, and I can't wait for 2026. Anything to add to that?
No, I've nothing in particular to add. It's just been a fantastic few weeks. I'm also actually I'm on the board of a company that went public just a few days ago, which is a Bolivian silver exploration project. And this again just speaks to the type of market we're in, because that was an RTO with a 15-cent financing, and that company opened up trading at 35 cents, and it's sitting at 43 right now, and it's trading hundreds and hundreds of thousands of shares. So talk about timing. And I said to the CEO, you've just been the luckiest guy in the world, because he's been working hard on this for several years and facing delays in getting things through the exchange and getting things actually to be trading. And look when it actually happens, I'm going, yeah, this is exciting times. Perfect timing. And I hope also perfect timing for Latin metals as well.
Nothing happens, and then all of a sudden, 10 years later, you're an overnight success, right? Funny how that works in the,
exactly,
in the business.
Yeah.
No, good stuff.
Yeah.
Keith, excited to have you on, excited to have you back, and really excited to get those drills turning. Thank you so much.
Super. Thanks so much.
Chat soon. Cheers now. Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.